All right, in this chapter, we're going to talk about how to serialize a part or a part item. And what serialize means is a couple different things. The first is very literal. I want to track this part number quantity by individual serial number, meaning if I order five of these, yes, I'm going to get five of that part number. But as they come in, they each have a unique identifier on them or a serial number. And that's how you want to track them because you may need to warranty these later or work on them when they come into your dealership for service, right? The other way is a marketing aspect, and let's start with this here. So you can see right now I'm looking at a part detail. This is in a part catalog. I order it through my parts department. I receive it through my parts department. I stock it in my parts department. But the thing is, I really need to advertise them like a unit. So in many cases, what our dealers have done is actually found this same chainsaw and added it as a unit. It's not really where they want to sell it. It's not where they want to process the invoice, but when you add it as a unit, it gets it up on your website more like a unit. It's more in line with what a customer likes, and it makes it much more easier to find. So when you serialize an item, you're also trying to get the best of both worlds. Really, what you're trying to do is not add the item as a unit, because again, you'd like to sell it through your parts department. But how do I get that part to advertise like a unit and not just go into a parts catalog with 100 other thousand parts? So what you can do is you can go into the part detail here and you can click the convert to serial button. It's going to let you know that when you convert to serial, it's going to change up the process you're used to. You'll still use all the same principles in invoicing and receiving and physical inventory and vendor returns and things like that. But once you've serialized an item, you need to remember that as you're using these processes, it may ask you to identify the exact serial number when you're in the process. And that's necessary when you're keeping tracks of things at the serial number level. So that's simply what this is confirming with you, which, yes, I'm going to confirm. Now that I've serialized the item, I can tell because now it says manage serial numbers. That's one way to tell. The other big way I can tell is I can't just go in and free form my quantity here. And that's because the quantity is controlled by the serial numbers or the quantity of serial numbers. So right now I don't have any. If I needed to manually add one, I could come in here, click plus, I'd look at the product, get the serial number. I can add a note if I want. This one is orange, and I can go ahead and hit save. And once I do that, I now can see that I have a quantity one hand and a quantity available. The other way I can handle bringing serialized inventory into stock is by actually ordering it using a PO or receiving without a PO. If I do that here, if I go over to my ordering screen, let's go ahead and place a PO for this part. We're going to see the part here. I can tell it's serialized. I see my green S here, just like bulk parts, just to stand out a little bit to make sure I know. I can go ahead and hit new PO. I save this. Now I'm going to go ahead. I place the order with my vendor, in this case, Stihl. A couple days go by. They ship the product. They invoice me. It shows up. I go find my Stihl vendor and I get my one that I ordered. Now, this will be a difference from the regular process. Normally, when you're receiving a standard part, you'd hit receive PO, you'd come in and you'd hit the invoice number, and when you hit save, the process would end. But when an item is serialized, which is what this banner was telling you previously, you need to come in and enter in the serial number here. Again, this might be the green one. Okay. We go ahead and we hit save, and now we've received the same part in the same process, but we have it serialized. And again, when I come back to my part detail and I refresh it here, I can see that I now have two in stock. Now, when you go to sell a serialized part, it's going to be the same thing as selling a normal part. When I go in and I do that process through a new parts invoice, I can do it a couple different ways. I can enter in the serialized number in my search, or I can enter in the part number. In this case, I did the part number. I can add that. I could have also used a regular part search. I could have went here, clicked here. I could have come up, looked for my serialized parts, done my search, and I can come in and find the part I'm looking for. In this case, here's my chainsaw, and I add my chainsaw to the invoice. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to take my payment from my customer. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to complete my sell. And at this point, it's going to ask me which one of the serial numbers are you handing to the customer? Which one are they leaving with? I'll pick one, I'll hit save, and it'll go ahead and it will complete the sell. Now, one of the great things about selling serialized items is also if you want to add a customer, you can add it to a customer's garage. So if we go in and we look at our demo customer and we add them here, customer demo, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to look for the same serialized part. We see it there. We add it. We take our payment. We complete our sale. We're going to select our only remaining serial item now. We hit save. Once we do this, now when I go next time, if I want to go look at a customer, or particularly more important, when I go create a service for this same customer, because I may need to work on that serialized item, I can see that it's also in the customer's garage. I can tell because I got the S. I can see the model number, the description, the serial or VIN number if it exists, what invoice, when it was sold. I can see the history on it, just like other service vehicles. I can click it, do add selected, and I can additionally create my work estimate. So again, it's really easy to use that process. It's not much more than what you do today. It's just tracking things at a little bit different level.